A very warm welcome to you, ladies and gents, from Kuwait City, Kuwait. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City. Want to welcome all of you in chat. Horia Arabo, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Saruk 75, Super Mustang 82, welcome aboard. Avtalk, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us today. And Flyby, welcome. Starwing 750, a very good evening to you, my friend. Ladies and gents, today we are going to be taking a look at a brand new plugin for X-Plane 12. A little bit on that later in our flight. We are flying today the excellent and one of the very best Airbus simulations for flight sim, no other than the ToLiss A320neo. And we are going to be flying today from Buffalo Niagara International to Boston, Logan in Massachusetts. It's going to be a fun flight, hopefully. The weather conditions here at Buffalo are not exactly what we'd like, but I know you guys like that, especially in the sim. So it's snowing a little bit with some limited IFR conditions here. We should be fine, though, for the rest of the flight. We have marginal VFR conditions over at Boston, and it should be a fun flight. We are using map enhancement with the Google Maps today, and of course, Sim Heaven. So without further ado, let's get started here. This is we're flying today JetBlue, and today we're flying a real-world route for JetBlue. This is a default airport, by the way. What you're seeing here on the screen is a default airport of Buffalo International, which is, you know, a very, very nice-looking airport, to be honest, for being a default airport. And, of course, with map enhancement and Sim Heaven, things are looking fantastic. Right, so let's hop into the cockpit, and let me bring up first Navigraph charts just to kind of brief you on the flight. We are departing runway 23 and arriving later at runway 04 right. So this is an eyeless approach. There is no SID for our departure today. We are going to be cruising at 35,000 feet. And the JFun 2 is our arrival star into Boston Logan International in Massachusetts. So we are all done here with the briefing. So let's get things started. And the first thing is, let me move this out of the way. And just to answer your question real quick, who was it? Horia Arable. I prefer the COSP sound pack without a doubt, and KBOS will be full Blizzard mode. Oh, really? Oh, that's good to know. So if you don't want to go wrong with the sound pack for the ToLiss, I highly recommend the COSP project, the COSP sound pack. It's excellent. Right, so we're going to make sure that the alternate gear switch is in the normal position. The parking brake is set. Cockpit door is currently locked. Engine switches are both in the off position. Landing gear is down. We're going to move to the overhead panel here. We're going to make sure that the wipers are both in the off position and that we have more than 25 volts of battery for batteries 1 and 2. We're going to go ahead and turn on battery 1 and battery 2 and bring up the external power. And this is the COSP sound pack. It sounds really nice, and this cockpit looks so nice. All right, oxygen crew is on, ground control is on, and moving up here, we're going to set the adheres to nav mode. Excellent. Next, we're going to come here. These strobes go to auto, and the nav lights to number 1. And arm the emergency lights. Non-smoking, fasten seatbelt signs are on. And we're going to turn on the fuel pumps. We're going to test the engine fire test 1. And the sounds normally come a little while later. And the engine fire test 2. Okay, so we have no lights. Everything here looks good. And we can move now to the MCDU, but first we can check the oxygen, which is visually modeled, but once you click it, it just really puts in the emergency mask, oxygen masks. And we're going to make sure here that all the switches here are in normal. And then we're going to see, it looks like we have the cargo door opening. Okay, and then we're going to make sure our radios are on, and we have this on call, VHF1, VHF2, and the intercoms are operational, and everything else here we can leave. We'll check the radios on the first officer's side, and everything looks good. Perfect. Okay, so we're ready for the McDo. All right, so let me increase the brightness here so you guys can follow along, and we can, I don't think we can make this any bigger. Yeah, I don't think we can do it with the ToLiss. Anyway, so we are going to go straight to again, we're going to go to diff strip is what we normally choose. So data, and then we'll go to the init alpha, and we have a SimBrief plan. So we're just going to click it here. And here I want to pause a minute to show you this SimBreviloquent, a very difficult name to pronounce for a plugin. Let's just wait for the data to come in, and let me bring the view here. All right, so after like in progress, why is it taking so long? All right, and never mind. All right, so SimBreviloquent, Breviloquent, by the way, it's the first time that I encounter the name of the, Breviloquent is the first time I encounter this word in English. I'm not sure why this is taking too long, but essentially what this is an integration with SimBrief within X-Plane. So you don't really need to leave X-Plane whatsoever. It's this little black thing. And if I click here, it will open the menu, SimBreviloquent. As you can see here, let's get the, why is it not loading the data? Let me request this again, see what's happening. Invalid flight plan link, why is that? We need to check SimBrief. All right. So, well, good thing we have it here. So let me just go ahead and import the flight plan. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. We wanted to download the plan. So we're going to say download latest, and let's see why isn't liking our flight plan. So this essentially brings in all of the SimBrief features into X-Plane. And as you can see here now, we can go, this is our initial altitude, all the data here. Let me go to the flight info. So we are JetBlue, and we are an A320-200, and I believe that's the problem. All right, so I think we need to go back to SimBrief. So let me do that real quick. We're going to go to SimBrief. And we need to fix the flight plan. I believe the aircraft type maybe isn't correct. So let me just double check here the type of aircraft. Edit flight. And then we'll download the... yeah, this is definitely not the right aircraft type. So we are flying the A320neo, which is this one. And that's why we were getting the invalid flight plan. So let's generate that real quick. And then we'll head back over to the sim. Okay, so we've got it. Now we are at 37,000 feet. That's fine. And if we request now, it should now get... All right, so let me refetch this again. And download latest. And we're going to close that and that. And now it should get the data... All right, now we're getting the 37,000 feet here. So let me remove that. Why is it still not liking our flight plan? All right, let me try this again. Invalid flight plan link. Huh. Why is that? Did I select the incorrect type? You can also check ignore the SimBrief and the ToLiss plugin. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're getting the... let me see here real quick. So we have the right aircraft type now. But yeah, to KBoss, everything is fine. Why is it not working? Well, we can always put everything manually into the aircraft, so that's okay. But I'm just wondering why you know, why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Let me go back to invalid flight length. Let's go to MCDU, ATSU menu, AOC menu, and then we're going to go to flight in it. Let's see if that works. It is named SimBreviloquent and rhymes with eloquent. Yeah. It means, actually, in English, it means concise. So it means, yeah, I'm not sure why it's not loading. Invalid flight plan. Oh, very strange. This is the first time I get it. All right, well, we have SimBreviloquent, and I think it's going to come in handy because now we have to just do everything manually. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to add KBUF, to KBOS. Right there. Excellent. And then our flight number today, we are JetBlue. We can come here to SimBreviloquent and we go to flight info. And now we have our information here, which is very cool. One thing I would love to see in this little plugin is that the ability to make the windows a little bigger, because sometimes, you know, you want them a little bigger. It's just, you know, for my preference, I'd like to make them a bit bigger just for readability. And probably it's very hard for you guys to read what's on the screen. But anyway, let's go to JBU, and flight number is 216. You don't even need Navigraph charts because you have everything here. You've got the route, you've got the cost index, everything. So the cost index is 15 for the flight, and the cruise altitude is 37,000 feet, so 370. And now we have everything here, iris in it. I'm just going to say align on reference and confirm the alignment. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go to the flight plan. So diffs ripped. So diff. So now we go to the flight plan, and we're going to select the departure, which is out of runway 23 today. And we're going to come now to SimBreviloquent, and we're going to go to the route. And here's our route. Very nice, very handy, works really well. And we are going to depart 23 direct to G. So there is no SID. And we're going to say insert. And we're going to fly direct to G. And then from G, so there we go, that's G. And then from G, we're going to fly direct to Punkt. Strange names. Punkt. Okay, so that Punkt, did I spell that correctly? I did, yes, okay. So we're going to add Punkt, and then it's the arrival into Boston. So JFont 2, so we're just going to say insert, and then we're going to go to the destination, which is Boston. And then the arrival is the ILS runway 04 right. 04 right, and it's through the JFont 2 right there. And let's see if there is any transitions. Now here, I'm not sure if it's going to give me the full flight summary. We've got our load sheet, arrival airport. Let's see here. You've got your METAR here. And you've got the visibility, the METAR ceiling, current weather category, which is marginal VFR. Elevation is now 19 feet. But I want to know if I have any transitions. So I'm going to go to Navigraph charts here real quick. And Juby, it looks like. Let's see here. There is nothing there. So I'm just going to say no via. And then we're going to say insert. And now we need to clear some of those discontinuities. So we're going to clear this one here. Okay, and insert. And then let's see if we have any other discontinuities. So there's manual after job E2 Nabo. We'll leave that and worry about it once we are closer to our destination. Okay, perfect. So other things that you can do is you can also view the alternate airport. So let me move that out of the way. There we go. Now you have the arrival. This is the alternate airport, Bradley. So let me put this here. This is your flight information. This is our route for the flight plan summary, and we can also go to briefing alert. Is generated on whatever load sheet. So we've got our load sheet here. Again, comes in very handy when you want to enter the information into the FMS. So now diffs rep. So diff second is the secondary flight plan. So we're going to copy the active plan, diffs rep, and then radio. So from radio, we don't really need to do anything. We're going to go to the progress page, and we're just going to put KBOS. Normally, you put the same airport with the alternate runway. There's only one runway in our direction of flight, so we're just going to put here KBOS just for simplicity, and then 0 for right, 0 for right, and we're going to enter that here. And now that's 342 nautical miles at a bearing of 103 degrees. Okay, so next we're going to go to init Bravo, and we're going to come here and let's see. So we are going to go to the plugins. So let me go to weight and balance here. And let's see, we want to, our load sheet is there. So we have the load sheet. So en route burn passengers is 175. So we can add the number of passengers here. Again, I really like SimBreviloquent because I don't like the name, it's too long. But I really like it because it comes in really handy. You can put just the information, relevant information that you want. So we're done with route, we can remove that. We're done with the flight summary. We can leave this for the time being. It really does work very, very well, and it comes in really handy. So we are going to, let's see. You know what? Let me just open the ToLiss plugin here. I think that's easier. Loading. All right. So here we're going to say 15175, and then for the cargo, we are going. Oh, this is in pounds, in kilos. So we need this to be in...
A free coffee for the best X-Plane vlogger. Linking face emoji.
Hey, Artman NL. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it, coming in with a €3 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You can also collapse the windows by clicking the triangle. Yeah. That's very cool. That's a very cool feature. Let me see here. Settings. Where do we have our... I forget where you change the metrics. Can't remember. That's probably why it was telling us, you know, it was telling us that the... okay. Let's see here. The block fuel is... That's the payload. That's the... All right, aft cargo. This is... No, we... How do you change that? Okay, enable engine type, imperial units. There we go. No. Use imperial units. Yes. Okay. So this has now changed everything to pounds, I hope. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So we have 9,000 in total. Let me see here. Zero fuel weight is what? Maximum zero fuel. Zero fuel weight is en route. Maximum zero fuel weight. payload is 40. Okay, 0 fuel weight. Block fuel is 10,000, so we're going to go back to about 10,800. Actually, we'll just say 11,000, and we'll say quick refuel defuel, and then let's see here. We want values on init Bravo. Yeah, we want this to be 175. Okay, we need to bring that 7, that's 8,000, and we have a total of cargo 9,000 pounds. So, okay, well, we are going to bring this down to, let's say, 4,000 here, and 4,000 there. There we go. So now we have these numbers, and select configuration, flaps 1, active flights, toga thrust. So we have our speeds here, which is good, and we'll apply these settings. I think we are okay. Yeah, otherwise it would have shown us red. So we're good here. We have the correct amount of fuel, and now we can go to the so we have the fuel on board. No, we're just going to ignore everything here. We've set up everything here, so now we can come and put in the 0 fuel weight from the so 0 fuel weight is 140. So 14 is it 140.9 or 140.9, and then slash and then you want to put 27.8. Okay, and the block fuel is 11,000. God, when you get used to automation, you know, you forget these things. Okay, so all is set here, and we have our fuel, and the next thing is the performance. So we're going to come to the performance now, and we can see here we have all the data ready. So we have 147. We're flying heavy today, and V rotate is at 150, and then 150, and then the V rotate is 153. Okay, transition altitude in the US of A is 18,000 feet. Why is it all set up to where are we? I'm kind of wondering where we are now. Okay, so 1 flaps 1 and 0.7 up, 0.7 up. There we go. And the flex temperature is 72. And there we have it. Now we have everything ready here. We have our perf, and we're good to go. Okay. So now let's remove this from the view. Let's remove that from the view, and let's take another look here. So you've got the charts, and you can actually available charts. You have the charts here, so you could actually look at your vertical profile. Again, all of this is actually coming from SimBrief, but SimBreviloquent, what it does is that it really puts this information at your fingertips, and you don't really have to leave the sim for anything related to SimBrief. You can also have your ATC flight plan here, as you can see. You can go for the departure, the runway analysis. Again, you have that there. All the information that you require, you can collapse there the tables and expand them. You've got all the information that you need here. Now, this is really nice. I really like this plugin. I think it works. I think it is very useful. And I will give you a little bit about my thoughts on it and what it needs a little bit later in the flight. So we're going to put it here. By the way, you can remove this, so if you want, if this is distracting you. I like the fact that it says small icon, so it's not invasive, but you can always click it here, close it, and you can come back here if you want and bring it back. So here you have your alias. You can download the latest plan, and you can toggle the floating menu again if you want, so you can bring it back this way, which is pretty cool. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that later in our flight, and for now let's start setting up for our flight today. And let me brighten up our controls. There we go, and we do the same for the upper and lower ECAMs and the instruments on the first officer's side. We're going to come to the glare shield here and make sure everything is set. Why is everything set to... This is a JetBlue livery, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So let's grab our altimeter. Actually, we can also go to SimBreviloquent. I'm having trouble with this name. And we can go to the weather information. So this is departure airport. And we click here on the METAR. And now we have the full METAR here. So the altimeter is 29905. 29905. Okay, and we're going to set that on the first officer's side as well, 29905. Okay, 299, why is that set? So 29905. Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and start the APU master. We'll wait for the flap to open. There we go. And now we can start the APU. Excellent. And let's set up the glare shield. We're going to put constraints here for the map, and then we're going to set our altitude to 37,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude today. We'll start this clock here, and everything else is pretty much done for the flight. So we're pretty much good to go here. Let me put this on perf and brighten up the display a little bit so you guys can see it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, perfect. Okay, and everything is done. I still am wondering why we didn't get the right invalid flight plan. It's really bugging me. How much will it cost? All other SimBrief plugin scripts are free. Well, that's something we're going to talk about a little bit during cruise. I will tell you what are the plans of the developer for this application. What I would think would be a good addition to it, and then we'll talk a little bit about the cost, if any, once we are airborne. Okay, so let me bring the floodlights there, make things a little more visible. And it looks like we have the APU ready now, so the APU bleed is on, and we can now turn off the ground power, and we're going to turn on the beacon lights on, and we are ready to go. Okay, so let's get the pushback truck. Better pushback, start push.
Hey Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
That's our friendly castrator voice. And we'll set up the aircraft.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
I really like the ToLiss aircraft. I like it in terms of everything performance-wise, you know, the depth of simulation, the failure system. Even the looks of it actually isn't bad. I mean, look at this aircraft. It looks fantastic. Look at those engines. Just beautiful. Okay. Here comes the pushback right from the building. And hello there, Ms. 76. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. You also resized
Some
the
doors
chart.
are still opened, or the GPU or the ASU are still connected. I'm waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Let's come to the mechanic. And
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
okay, so first let's remove that, and then we're going to come here and say arm doors and cross-check. And let's take a quick look at the outside, and looks like now everything is ready and all the ground equipment is disconnected. This aircraft looks really nice, and the JetBlue livery on Airbus looks fantastic. Very, very nice. All right. So everything here is in tip-top shape.
Welcome aboard,
good.
Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
All right, parking brake released.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, and engine mode selector to start. It automatically shuts down the packs, and now we're ready for engine number 2 start. Thrust lever's not idle. Well, they are idle now. Why are you saying it's not idle? Ah. Is it in reverse? Looks like it was in reverse for some reason. Okay, so it should start now. Wow. The engine sounds are wow. All right, so we have the first engine number 2 is spooling up now. X-Plane is looking fantastic, guys. Look at this. Look at the lights in the distance. Look at this aircraft taking off right there. Looks like a Southwest Boeing 737 taking off. I think we can look at that. Wow, beautiful departure there. All right. We have a good start. Let's start engine number 1.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
All right, parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Listen to those sounds, guys. Wow. X-Plane is looking fantastic. All right. Right, the engine number 1 is now
And we're
coming up.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, thank you very much for your service, and we'll see you next time. Okay, so we have a good start now on both engines. So we're going to come here to the overhead panel. APU bleed off, APU master off, taxi light to taxi, or the nose light to taxi. And we're going to come here and set the auto brake to max. We're going to arm the speed brake and set flaps 1 for departure. Look at those wings, guys. Yeah. All right. So all is good here, and we need to, I think everything's checked. All right. Flight control check, full up, full down, full left, full right, neutral, pedal, full right, full left, neutral, and the 4 taxi checklist is complete. Okay, we're good to go. We're gonna turn on the weather radar. That goes to 2, and that goes there, and everything here is good. Excellent. And we're going to put the terrain radar on the ND here for the first officer, and we'll keep the weather on my side. We're going to put constraints as well here for the first officer, and we are good to go. Let me come down here, and we have that on 2, we have that on auto, and that out reporting off. Okay, and we're good to go. Let's release the parking brake. Parking brake is released. Listen to those engine sounds. Wow. All right. Takeoff config says pitch trim disagree. Okay, so it looks like we haven't set our pitch trim. Let me go to perf here. 1.7. What was the pitch trim? Okay, so it's good that we did that. So where's the pitch trim? Let's see here. Takeoff perf. Where is our pitch trim? We haven't calculated anything here, so balance 20. Where is our pitch trim? 0.7 up. That's about right. God, you keep forgetting things when, you know, you depend too much on the automation. So now, yeah, now it's good. And we can just notify cabin. All right, cabin notified. And we have no blues, and we're cleared for takeoff. Perfect. Thank you very much, Yanis. Appreciate it, my friend. Engine mode selector back to normal. That's right. Thank you. All right, I can't fly these aircraft without you guys now anymore. I'm getting old, I suppose. Those engine sounds are just amazing. Very, very nice. Look at the water splash there from the landing gear. Very, very nice indeed. All right. So the departure runway is the far end. Let's check here. Right, clear left, clear right. I really am enjoying X-Plane a lot, guys. After the last update, I think X-Plane, in terms of the performance, in terms of the overall fidelity of the sim, has really become the flight sim to go for. Has really been enhanced to a degree where I think it really checks all the marks, and with very few add-ons, some of which are completely free, it really brings the sim to the next level, where I think, you know, it really is becoming, you know, even from the visual perspective, I think it's becoming very, very, very high quality, and really brings in an experience that is unprecedented in flight simulation. Look again at the lighting system here. They look at the lights in the distance. I really, really like what I'm seeing here. A very immersive experience. You can see the snow. You can see the surface refraction from the wet runways. Everything is just looking very nice. The puddles there are not exactly what they look like in real life, but nonetheless, it's something that I can overlook considering the overall fidelity of the sim as it stands today. Very, very cool. Right, I'm going to bring this down here so that it's not in the way. And here's our turn for the runway 23. There we go. Look at this scene here, right there. Very, very nice indeed. All right. Here's the turn. There is an incoming, but I think we can... I'll check here in a minute. All right, so we want runway turn-off lights, landing lights, nose light to takeoff, strobes are on, and let's see here. I think we ought to wait for that aircraft, guys. So let me set the parking brake, just wait for that aircraft to land, and we'll be on our way. Very, very nice. Another Southwest looks like. Oof. Now that is a hard landing. Yeah. All right, let's line up and wait. Wait for the aircraft to vacate. Parking brake released. And we're going to go to TARA. It looks like the aircraft, I can see it right there. It has vacated the runway, so we are good to go. All right. We're good here, folks. 50%. Check out the sounds. Manflex 72 SRS and runway. Little forward pressure on the yoke. 100 knots. V1, rotate. Buzzer ready to climb, gear up. Now that is a beautiful departure. All right, I'm just gonna try not to get too carried away with the views today. Right. Thrust climb is set. Autopilot 1 engaged. Everything here is looking good. Do you have like an NPC traffic plugin? I have global traffic by JustFly and the cost pack. That is correct. Right, speed check, flaps up. Let's arm the spoilers. We're looking good here. Weather condition is less than perfect. No icing conditions though, so we're still okay. Let's switch this to 40 nautical miles. A little bit of, let me see here. We have XP realistic, yeah. We forgot the clock, by the way, guys, so we'll start it. Are you using say intentions for radio traffic? I do use say intentions, but I'm not using it today. The cockpit is looking so nice right now. I mean, definitely the texturing of the A319, A320, and A321 is very good. The A340, I think, needs work. And if the sounds are too loud, guys, let me know. I can reduce the volume of the cockpit sounds a little bit. Just let me know in chat, and I'll break it down a little bit. The sound pack, what does it have? Ah, icing condition. Okay. So we're going to come here, guys. We're going to turn on the anti-ice. I suspected that we might get icing conditions due to those, you know, really thick clouds that we're flying into. So we'll leave it for the time being until we clear those clouds. Right, 900,000, close to 10,000, so landing lights off. And nose light off, runway turn off lights off. Everything else here stays the same. We'll we can release the cabin crew. So there we go. Right, 10,000. Wow, weather is dreadful, isn't it? Let me bring this brighten up the displays, the PFD a little bit. And the MD, I think, is fine. Yeah, I think they're fine. Let me brighten the PFD here as well. Wow. Are we going to fly through clouds the entire flight? Look at that. I think the clouds will subside. Sounds are awesome. Yes, they are. Yeah, I think we're going to come above the clouds in a few hundred feet now. The sim performance, by the way, guys, has really, really improved. And here we are coming above the clouds. Look at this scene. Wow. Just gorgeous. I mean, look at the clouds. Look at the sky color. Look at the blending between the clouds and the sky. And the clouds far in the distance still look very realistic. And this is one of the things I really adore now about X-Plane. See, one of the things when X-Plane, in X-Plane 10 and also in X-Plane 11 and the very first few versions of X-Plane 12, a lot of us in the community complained. The number one complaint was that the clouds look awful in X-Plane. And there were so many add-ons and plugins, one of which that I remember very well is XEnviro, that attempted to create dynamic clouds. And because we didn't have anything better, you know, we were really excited every time there was a plugin to enhance the clouds. But the fact is, what I have seen in the most recent versions of X-Plane 12 is a very realistic rendition of clouds, not just the shape of the clouds, but the multi-layered clouds and the type. So cirrus clouds, cumulus clouds, overcast conditions, everything is simulated and explained to a very high degree of realism to really reflect you know, what happens in real life. And the meteorological data in X-Plane is something I think where the sim really shines, and it provides very accurate or near accurate weather representation based on, you know, meteorological data. So this is really looking fantastic. Look at this view here, just absolutely amazing. Very, very nice. And the reflection also from the lights on the cloud, from the sun on the clouds, is done very well in this version of X-Plane. What about your display and window reflections in the ToLiss settings? They're all on. Are you using say intent? I think I've answered that. Can you try out the Apron XP plugin? What's that? Look, it's far cry from X-Plane 10. Yeah, absolutely. Do you use Active Sky today? No, today we're using the default X-Plane weather. Hi Kuwait, what traffic add-on would you recommend between Live Traffic, Traffic Global, and World Traffic version 3? Well, I do not recommend World Traffic version 3 for the simple reason that the setup is it's a very daunting process of creating your routes and things like that. So I would, if you are ready to invest a little bit of money, Traffic Global is excellent. It's plug and play. You don't really need to worry about it. And there are a few updated schedules. The schedules it uses today are very old, but I think there is an updated schedule on the X-Plane org that you can download, and it will update your traffic schedules and routes. If you are, however, on a budget, Live Traffic works just fine. It really fills the skies with aircraft, very accurate, performance-wise, very good. I've used Live Traffic myself, both the free version, so that actually Live Traffic is for free, but you can subscribe to additional services, API services, to bring in more data into the sim. But the free version with the free APIs work just fine. You don't really need anything more unless you want something very you want very accurate schedules with actual departure times and arrival times. Then you might want to opt for the paid APIs that integrate with Live Traffic. Here is another scene here at the beautiful engines. Okay. We are at 23. We forgot again. We get carried away with the views and forget about the altimeter. Okay, and we can turn off the engine NTIs as well. And we can also release the passengers now. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Look at the clouds. Look at the aircraft, the contrails. There's another aircraft there. Wow, the sky color, everything is perfect. Okay, so maybe the sounds are a bit too loud. Let me see here if I can bring this down. Interior, master, let me bring this down a little bit. There we go. I think that's better. You can balance the lows, the mids, and the highs, and then I have all of these on. Very, very nice plugin there for the sound pack by Cost Project. It's very good. I really hope that they work on the A340 as well. Would you recommend I set the reflections to maximum? Well, let's see what I have here. Let's see. So let me bring up the ToLiss, and what do I have here? Let me go to settings. Where is it? Loading preference. There we go. So the display, actually I have the remove glass reflections. Yeah, I do have them on. So if you want to remove them, you click here. Enable ICS and EFB. I've set them right here. So this is my setting. And the screen background glow is right there. Show XP particle effects is on. And refresh PFD every X cycles. I've set this to 1 cycle. And that's it. All right. So back to our plugin, SimBreviloquent. It's going to get me a while. I'm going to need some time to get used to this name. All right. So first of all, let me tell you what I would love to see in this plugin as features. One is the ability to make it bigger. So maybe with the mouse scroll, you can make it bigger or smaller. You can definitely, if you... By the way, you can change the color of it as well. So you can have quick theme access to default, classic, light, grayscale, and that's the default. so you can change the colors to your liking, which is okay. There's also a dynamic color theme here that you can select, so apply them in real time. And you can also use hex values if you want, or HSV values for the colors if you know how to use them. You can set up your SimBrief profile here. Obviously mine is Q8 Pilot, and then you can once you download the latest plan, you get all the options here. So for example, let's go for Arrival Airport, for example, right here. I do like the design of the window. I would love to see an ability to make it a little bigger. So that's something that I would like to see. And then the other thing, or the main feature that I would like to have, is the ability to actually file for a plan from within the plugin. And I think that would make it a very, very useful app. If you can, from within this menu, come here and say file for a plan, and then fill in, it opens the window and you can enter all your information and then file it with SimBrief, and then it automatically downloads the latest plan for you. That would be really nice. Another thing that would also be nice is having like real world schedules in it. That would make it again a little bit more snazzy, if you will. It would really bring the functionality level to a degree where I think it becomes a very unique product in what it offers. Would you recommend I set the reflection to yeah? So these are the two things that I would. So making it bigger, being able to resize the windows, and adding the ability to actually create your flight plan from within the. By the way, guys, SimBreviloquent is in the house with us. So welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. I'm sorry if I did not greet you earlier. Thank you very much for being with us this evening, and thank you for providing me with a copy of the plugin. Now, a couple of things. I know a lot of you guys are asking about maybe the release and whether it's going to be free or paid. Now, it's going to be released, I think, end of Feb, if I'm not mistaken. SimBreviloquent can help me correct that. And it is going to be a paid plugin. The reason why it's going to be paid is that, first of all, the developer is obviously making a living out of this. This is his passion. This is his work, and this is the project that he aims to make as his, official business. So he is in for business, and he has a long list of things that he wants to do. So what I would also recommend is that a very clear roadmap is published on the SimBreviloquent website, so that folks can understand exactly what is going to be integrated into this application, or this onto this plugin. It will support future development. Yeah. So the price is going to be in the vicinity of $20 for this. In my honest opinion, I think this is maybe a little bit too much.
Can it auto-load the weight from off into plane?
Can it auto-load the weight from OFP into the plane? That would be another nice feature. Thank you very much for coming with 20 NOKs. I don't know which currency is that, but thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. But that is really going to be perfect. If that can be integrated, is that it integrates with the actual aircraft. That would be really, really cool. And of course, that is going to require a lot of work, because the way the aircraft reads the SimBrief plan is different from each aircraft. So that would require some work. But again, it would warrant, I think, the price of $20. Now, I'll tell you one thing, guys, in the community that is very important to understand. Pricing, it comes from a lot of different it's an economical decision. It's a decision that is based on how much work has gone into something, developing something, how much work is going to be put forward. And this is not, remember that this is not a subscription-based app. This is going to be like a one-time fee. And for a one-time fee to support a developer developing a plugin like this that promises a very clear future roadmap, I think from my perspective is well worth it. Because first, you are investing in the future development of the app. Some may say that, yeah, we have other applications that are free. And I know for a fact for SimBrief, fetching SimBrief data, there is a Lua script that does similar to what SimBreviloquent does. Maybe not as nice, not maybe as detailed. I really like the interface because it's very simple, and you can very quickly go through. So you've got your flight info, and then the flight summary right there. All the information that you need to set up your load sheet right there. I would love to have some like the block fuel and the final reserve also there. I don't think those are in here, so those are important for setting up the. Then you've got your route. So I'll just bring all the windows here. Then we have our ATC flight plan. Again, this is coming from SimBrief, but the layouts of the information and the way that it has been divided makes it so much easier to read, because now you can only go to the relevant sections that you want. This is, by the way, the full briefing. So if you want the full briefing, you actually have it here. So that's something I could have used a little earlier in the flight. So this is, you've got your final reserves here. So you've got your final reserves and the alternate, and you also have your block fuel. And this is again very nice that you are able to go to the different sections. So if you don't want the full briefing preview, you can go for the relevant sections only. But if you want, you actually have the entire flights, the SimBrief flight plan here with all the details available to you here, and you've got your, you can zoom in on your flight plan here, which is very, very cool, and it's a moving map, so you can actually move it. So that's very cool. You've got your airport, your NOTAMs, and then actually let me put it here so you guys can see all the data that it has. Then you've got your chart, so we're just going to put the route chart here. We are going to go to the runway analysis. Here's your runway analysis, as you can see. And then we have also the departure airport with the METAR information here, as you can see. Very, very easy, very, very well thought of in terms of, because sometimes you just really want the METAR. You don't want to keep doing this. What I normally do is keep doing this, right? You guys remember from my streams to access Navigraph charts, but right now you don't really need it. And there's your arrival airport right there. Well, you don't need it for SimBrief data. Obviously, you need it for your charts and other things. So you've got your alternate airport data as well with the METAR information. So all the information is dissected and provided to you in their own separate windows to make it very readable, very easy to access, and also very easy to get rid of if you don't want it. As you can see here, just click there and you can collapse the data right there or expand it, and you can collapse also the main title here if you want to keep it. That's something you can do as well. So I think in terms of the usability, the functionality, I think this is a really, really well developed plugin. Again, just price-wise, if the roadmap is clear on the website, then I think the $20 are definitely worth, the app is worth the investment. I think we're getting close there, 95, so we need to set up our approach. So let's go to next phase right here. All right, and now let's go to SimBreviloquent again. We want to go to the arrival airport. Let's see here, that's arrival airport. We have our data here, and we have the METAR. The QNH is 301430. I'd like to actually, yeah. So we'll, all right. So 3014. Come on. Okay. And the temperature is, we have overcast conditions at 2800. So that's going to make it a little bit difficult. But the current, let's see, it's -3. Wow. It's -3 at Boston. Okay, so we're going to go -3. And the winds are 07011 knots. 07011 knots. Transition altitude in the United States is 1380. Now, I don't have the charts here, so let me actually see if we, let me come over here and go to charts and say we don't want the routes, vertical profiles. Yeah, we don't have the actual charts, so that's something we're going to need Navigraph charts for. So we're going to go to the approach plate, and all right, so that's 100. And there we go, 100. And we are done here. Everything is set up for the arrival. And the top of descent is in 79 nautical miles. Not a very long flight, but definitely a pleasant one. And those are my remarks on SimBreviloquent. If you guys have any questions, of course, I agree 20 is too much. Realistic price would be around 10. Yes, I agree. Maximum 15 for this kind of plugin. Q8, any opinion on real ops? Weary because there's a lot of missing and no clear roadmap, just promises. I totally agree with you, Salimi771. I have purchased real ops, and I was actually very excited because I saw a tweet from Laminar Research saying that we are all looking forward to real ops tomorrow for the release. And so I jumped on it the minute it was released, and I was utterly disappointed with how, you know, the product has not been tested properly. It does not work in a lot of ways, in a lot of scenarios. It fails to work as it should. SimBrief integration doesn't work very well. It only gets some data, not all the data that is required for the flight. And so my experience with it has been extremely frustrating. I do not recommend that you buy it at this point in time. I decided not to review it yet because it is not in a state where it actually qualifies for a review. It's just not a finished product. And when I bring something here on the channel, it means that in one way or another, you know, I am, you know, showcasing a product that, you know, that is kind of like an endorsement of the product. Not an endorsement in the Q8 pilot sense, but I try to bring to you guys the best of the best, guys. So something that comes to the channel, something that I show on the channel is something that is well polished, something that is finished. There are a few things that we can discuss here as a community and decide, yeah, well, maybe the price is a little too much. Maybe I like this feature, that feature. Maybe adding this would make it better. Things like that. At least something that I can critique. But over the history of the last, you know, my history on the channel for the last 11 years, I do not like to bring something on the channel and then just critique it, you know, throughout the video or throughout the stream. I don't like doing that because I know what it does to the developers. So I will just say that the product needs work. It's not finished yet. It's not in a state where it can be shown. That's my honest opinion on it. I agree it has a long way to go. I'm hopeful, though. I am hopeful, though, as well. Yeah. It's easier to pronounce if you treat the I as silent. Breviloquent? Breviloquent. 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 The name is, it throws me off, to be honest. It's just too difficult of a name to remember. So let's take a look here. We are 51 nautical miles. All right. So we need our platform altitude. Another thing that we're going to need is the Navigraph charts for. So 1,700 feet. So let's go ahead and set that. There we go. And we're going to put in the landing system on. And we're good here. All right. So here's a quick look at the outside. Very, very nice. Type it into Google, translate it, hear it. Yeah, that's what I've done. Thanks for keeping a high standard. One of the many reasons I have subbed. Well, Mr. Linux there, thank you very much for the support, and thank you for being a loyal member of the Kuwait Pilot family. I really appreciate your support. Ladies and gents, we have with us HD Sim. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for being here and for your support. Very promising plugin if it has a feature roadmap. Yes, I totally agree. See, one of the things that I've seen throughout in the community is a product where the developer, gives you, a lot of promises, and then none of those promises are seen through. A good example of that would be, the G737. An utter disappointment, really, with that aircraft. I brought the developer here on the channel for an interview, Tom Kyler, I believe his name was. And, when I first said, when I did the very first flight, and I was very critical of, of the aircrafts being an upgrade and paying, the full price, or paying a hefty price for the upgrade, when it was, nothing has changed really. But I was willing to make the payment at the time to support the developer and support the ongoing development. So I received an email from him that, he was very upset, and I didn't think that you, Q8, of all people, that, you would say these things, and we have big plans for this aircraft, and I am now dedicated for it, and what have you. And that was maybe 2 years ago. And from that interview that I've had with him until this very day, we've seen 0 updates on the G737. So that's a promise that was gone, down the toilet. And that has left a lot of people with a lot of bitterness. And so, from my perspective, guys, this is something I know. Oh, it wants me to verify it's me. I don't know why I keep getting these prompts now to verify that it's me with Google. I think I must have used a computer with a different IP to log in, and ever since, like every few hours, it tells me, "Let's verify it's you." So not only IXCG said they are very rude and combative in their forums. They're full of excuses. Yes, I've read the forums, and I know exactly what you're saying. I've had a few comments as well from Cameron back in the day, where he was very upset because I have given a critique about, some of the aircraft that he didn't like, which is okay. I'm okay to listen to developers. Look, guys, I understand that developers get so vested in what they've done, and that's their right. And I like to support developers of all kinds. So I like to support MSFS, X-Plane, aircraft, scenery, whatever. And when I think there is something that's worth it, I'll bring it on the channel, but I'll also provide my feedback exactly as I see it. And that is, for me, it actually gives... it's beneficial for both the developer and for the community, for the developer to improve and for the community to make an informed decision as to whether they want to invest in something or not. So, and a lot of people, by the way, sent me private emails to ask me, what do I think, what do you think about this aircraft? Should I buy it or not? And I think those people, want to kind of just be away from, the comment section of YouTube and Discord, where everybody can jump in and just say things and then maybe copy their their response and go place it in a forum and get some war started. So I understand that, and I'm very honest in what I tell them. And if somebody tells me, Q8, this add-on A, what do you think? Should I buy it or not? I will simply say yes, go for it. I vouch for it, or I will simply say no, do not waste your money. And that's my direct approach in real life as well, by the way. That's how I operate. Tired of hearing they are a team of two. If you can't handle it, don't get involved. This is a recurring theme, unfortunately. Yes, I agree with you and vouch for you. Vouch for what you're saying. Yeah, it is very disappointing after 2 years that we get nothing. Oof, we passed the top of descent, guys. So let me start the descent here. So we'll do a nav descent. Destination is 139, okay. So maybe we'll have to do a steep descent at some point, but hopefully we'll be fine. All right, we're flying. We've been flying for about 32 minutes since departure, and we have now begun the initial descent towards Boston Logan International. We're out of 37 for 1700. We have 2800. We have clouds at 2,800 feet, which is probably going to limit our visibility up until we are probably established on the on final. I'm going to extend the speed brake here a little bit, just to kind of make sure that our speed doesn't increase because we are descending at a fast rate. We are a little bit too high for the current sector of the flight, but we're good here. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the desired altitude before long and make a successful landing at Boston. The winds are 0711 knots, so it's not exactly... By the way, Boston is very known for having very strong winds, so landing at Boston is never straightforward. With 11 knot winds at 070, I think we should be fine. But it should make for an interesting approach, and hopefully one that you guys will like. Hopefully we'll butter it as well. Felix is a dev of A1, and his work is absolutely incredible, so that excuse is hardly valid. I agree with you. 100%. There are some really excellent developers in the community that are solo. One of which, by the way, is Black Square. The guys that release these really high fidelity study level general aviation aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim. The whole thing is just one person, and so X-Craft is a small team as well. Yes, X-Craft is a very small team. Right, I think we are back with on the right altitude now for the current sector, so we're going to bring the speed brake back. Now we're looking good. We're going to continue now the descent. Let's take a quick look here. TD reached, yes, obviously. So 14,000. I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Thrust is idle. I think we should be fine. If not, we do have, let me just do a quick, let's see here. Let me click on anyone here. So let me go to the fix information. We are arriving into KBOS 2404 right. And then we're just going to put a radius of 10 nautical miles. And let's add another one. Actually, let me go back. Doesn't want to copy it. Okay, that's fine. So let's go KBOS. And 2404 right. And we're going to add 20. Okay. And we'll put this back here. Now, what I've done is if I increase the range here, you can see that I have those two circles here. This is the 20 nautical mile range, and then the 10 nautical mile range there for us. That's going to, again, for situational awareness, makes things easier for us to read. And we have all the constraints here so we can see all our altitudes. We are bound to ILS 04 right, and things are looking pretty good now. We're down to 24,000. We're good for the current altitude, the current sector of the flight. So hopefully, let's see here, 250 knots, 10,000 feet. Yeah, I think we should be fine. Very, very nice. Hopefully the approach is going to be nice as well, and we get to enjoy the scenery as we approach Boston. X-Wrap is an excellent team, absolutely. In fact, it was their weekly flight plans that motivated me to write this plugin. Oh, how cool is that? You should get in contact with Marco, perhaps, and let him know. He'll be very happy. I don't really fly Airbus, but can you not do two radials in the same fixed page like in the 737? Can you not do two radials? No, you can't do that. In Airbus, you have to go to the next page. So I think this is what you're saying. So if I click here and you go to the fix information, here you cannot add another one. So you have to go to the next page. You have to go here next and add your fix information, and you get to do up to 4. And you can also add the radials if you want. But you cannot add 2 fixes on the first page, no. Oh, he knows. All right, perfect. Marco is actually a great guy. I really like Marco a lot. Not just as a developer, but as a personal friend. He is really a wonderful person, really a gem of a person, a true gentleman. And, you know, he's welcome here on the Q8 Pilot channel anytime. I'd like to see him in real life, maybe when I'm in England someday. You know, I'll endeavor to meet him personally. He's just really a really kind soul, and a very, very dedicated person to the community and to the X-Craft brand. So, yeah, he deserves all the support that he can get. Zebo is one man also. Yes, Zebo is alone, correct. Boston, my home. Oh, cool. So we're flying to your home state today. Very cool. Right, we're getting now below the clouds. Let me grab the altimeter. We'll just get the altimeter for the destination airport. So arrival airport, let's see here. METAR. Current METAR is 3014. Again, very, very handy. All right, let's go 3014. And 3014. There we go. Perfect. All right, so if I look here, we need to be above below 12,000 and above 11. We are a little bit too, so I'm going to extend the speed brakes a little bit here. That will help us descend a little bit faster. And if it doesn't work, then we can always use vertical speed and just go manual for a while. I'm gonna go to 2,500 feet per minute just for a while, and then we will go back to we'll go back to managed descent. As we approach here a restriction. And again, we're flying through the clouds, so unfortunately we don't get to speed brakes. All right. There we go. Okay. We don't get to enjoy the nice views, but hopefully once we are closer to Boston, we can. Okay. I think we can go to... There we go. Now we can see Boston. You can see the beautiful lights there. Wow. Look at that, guys. Photoreal scenery with map enhancement. The engine sounds are epic. Very, very nice indeed. It's going to be an interesting approach because Boston, the version of Boston I'm using, by the way, is freeware by Mr. 6X. It's really, really good. Honestly, it would be nice just to break even, but that would mean not being able to quit my day job to work full-time on plugin development. Was developed in my spare time. X-Plane is looking amazing, yes. I definitely wish you all the best, SimBreviloquent, and I hope that you are able to achieve your goal by becoming a full-time plugin developer for X-Plane or for Microsoft Flight Sim, whichever. The contribution to the community, even when it's a paid plugin or paid add-on, is something we as a community appreciate. So you have the full support here from the Q8 Pilot channel. At any point in time, you can always bet on my support. For those of us that explain exclusively, I will definitely support this plugin and the developer with all the feature development. Now, thank you very much, HD Sim. You're a very kind person, my friend. Yeah, I would suggest the same thing. Don't put yourself in the red. Yeah, I would definitely, definitely charge what you feel is a reasonable thing for the effort that has been put forth and for whatever you have planned ahead for. But when I said that the price was a little too much, I would say, let me rephrase that just for everyone to understand my perspective. If there was no plan to develop this plugin, and this is just the way it is, then yeah, I would say that the price is too much. But if you have, you know, you're open to adding more features and you want to work on that and add more features, then definitely I would say that it's definitely worth it. And I'm sure you'll have the support from the entire community for this. You know, for the development of plugin. Yeah, time is money for sure. Right, we are approaching the 20 nautical mile rink here and approaching 10,000 feet as well. And things are looking good. I can see the TD there from the current restriction. I think there is a restriction, but yeah, I think we passed the 11,000 restriction. Now there's a 10,000, I think, restriction, and then we can clear it as well. And I think we can see some of the terrain below us now. Look at that, guys. Yeah, photo real satellite imagery from Google Maps directly into X-Plane 12. You gotta love it. All right, let's do 20 nautical mile here. This is the 20 nautical mile ring. Let me extend the speed brake to slow the aircraft down a bit quicker. There is a restriction at 10,000, which we can see here. So above 8, below 10. Right, there we go. Perfect. Arm the speed brake. We should be fine. I'm not worried about the altitude. There is a... If we add this here... So right there... Yeah, you come here and this is Nabo. So we actually get to go along this line here until we reach the desired speed and altitude, and then we will make the turn towards Nabo to intercept ILS-04. So we're in tip-top shape here for our approach into Boston, and I really hope I can butter it for you guys and make up for the last stream. I really am, you know, loving X-Plane with HD as well. So recently I've look at the lights, guys. I've recently turned on HD on my monitor, and I'm just really loving everything that I'm seeing, whether it's X-Plane or MSFS. Look at those engines. That is a beautiful sight of a beautiful plane in a beautiful sim. Right, we're going to go to 20 now. There we go. Gives us a better look here at Boston. One of the things I really like in X-Plane is the smoothness. So very smooth and very fluid sim. "47 minutes since departure, and we are approximately 10 minutes away now from Boston. Just purchased X-Plane map enhancement and need to switch to Google Map instead of my stream. Later today." Yeah, Google Maps work really well, and what I've seen is that Apple Maps are actually very, very nice as well. They're gorgeous, very nice, especially in mountainous area. And then of course you can use what do you call it? There for China, there's Chinese maps, and then there is one, I think it's MapQuest. Is it MapQuest? Not MapQuest, but a Bing Map. One of those MapQuest or Bing Map is specially for Iceland. So if you want to fly over Iceland, you can pick that one. In fact, what you can do is you can go to the hybrid mode, and the hybrid mode will automatically switch to the right map for the region. So it's in beta right now, but if you select the hybrid mode, it will tell you what each map actually does. And what did I see an aircraft just? Oof, look at that! How come we didn't get the the TCAS warning? Wow, look at that, guys! Look at that sight here as we make the turn. Very, very nice. Yeah. Hello, Boston. You can see the traffic there. Look at that. You can see the traffic, the road traffic with the headlight, with the tail lights and headlights for the incoming, and how very, very cool. And even the movement of the road traffic in X-Plane is very realistic. I really like it. We're looking good. We are at 7,000. There's a restriction there. We want to aim for 1,700 feet for intercepting the localizer for 04 right at Boston. And things are just looking fantastic. It's going to be a really nice approach, guys, I tell you. That's the airport. That's Boston. You can see the cityscape here. So we have a restriction here, 6,000, then 3,000. I think we're fine. What resolution monitor do you use? I have two monitors. I have a 4K monitor and a 2K monitor. So the one I use for my streams is the 2K monitor, but I downscale the display to 1080p. Because I tried to stream in 2K, but unfortunately my bandwidth, for some reason, I am in Kuwait, and so the nearest server, YouTube server, is in Amsterdam, and there is a very high latency, so it makes it very difficult for me to be able to, do consistent streams in 2K. So I downscale everything to 1080p. At 60 FPS. Even the free version of Map Enhancement with Google Map impressed me. Yeah, it's really good. It is really good. SimBrief, the name is right there. Too many syllables, especially if English is second language. SimBrief is nice. I like it. Thank you very much, Blitz 1Z. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Are you using add-on for the street lights? Yes, I am using Bay's Night Light mod with Drushal's. It's a combination of Bay. I featured this in my recent video, the top 20 freeware add-ons for X-Plane 12. It's called Bay's Night Light mod, and it's very, very good. Yeah, highly recommend it. All right, we're going to exit the 10 nautical mile ring here. And if you open this, so that's the 20 nautical mile ring, and what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to allow the aircraft a little bit of time here. We're going to take our time before we make the turn. So that we have ample time to descend to 1700. And slow down the aircraft as well. All right, so now we're idling. The aircraft has begun the descent. We'll give it some time. All right, speed check, flaps 1. Right, looking good here. Okay. At this point, I think we can make our turn. There we go. We're just going to wait a little longer. We'll give it some time so that we'll have a nice approach into Boston without too much trouble. Down to 4. Again, my eyes is on the little diamond there. Okay. And now we're going to come here. We're going to select, we're going to go Nabo. So we're going to select, like go back. All right, so we're going to just go to direct to Nabo and insert. And here's the turn towards Nabo. Excellent. And we are going to go to approach. That should give us ample time to descend to the required altitude. There is a restriction at 3,000, and then we'll begin the descent towards Boston 04 right. Everything is looking good. Right, cabin crew, cease for landing, please. Wow, look at the scenery here. Very, very nice with the photoreal textures and the beautiful night lighting here in X-Plane. No, I'm not using anything for the cockpit. No, that's the new cockpit. If you download the latest version, you should be able to get the same results. The texturing on the A319, 20, and 21 has been significantly improved. The only one that still requires work, in my view, is the A340. But this is a rather spectacular view in X-Plane, with the beautiful night lighting, with the beautiful cloud smoothing effect that it has now. It really is next level, really. All right, let's do a quick check here. We have the, oh, by the way, we forgot our landing lights at 10,000. And we forgot our seatbelt signs as well. That's okay. We're all good here. We're going to make sure that the auto brake is set to medium and that the auto speed brake is armed. We are at flaps 1 and everything else is configured for our arrival. And there is the runway in sight. Absolutely gorgeous view here of Boston, and I think there is an aircraft right there.
2,500.
Okay, there we go. Looking good. And that's the city right there to our left. Beautiful night lighting. All right, speed check, flaps 2. Wonderful performance in X-Plane after the latest release. Right, we are on the glide slope and the localizer. All right, speed check, flaps 3, and gear down. Very nice indeed. All right, let's not get carried away with the views here. Speed check and flat full. Look at the beautiful scene, guys. Beautiful lights, beautiful approach. Hello there, Mr. Jaw. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, the winds are nice and stable. That's true. Hopefully we'll have a nice one. We are fully configured. And it just really looks amazing. Look at that, guys. Wow. All right, let's prepare here for taking manual control. All right, 1,000. Autopilot off, my aircraft. And we're going to make very slight changes here to maintain the aircraft on the localizer and glide slope. Winds are stable.
500.
Lovely aircraft to hand fly.
400. 300. 200. 100 above. 100. Minimum. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5.
And reverse screen. 80 knots. Manual braking. Not sure how the landing was, but we've made it safely. The night lighting was, I got distracted by how good the night lighting, the runway lights were. It was really, really nice, so it was a little bit distracting. It's just, I was kind of admiring the lights. So, yeah, let's take a quick look at our landing here, just to kind of see
10.
how well or bad we've done.
50. 100.
But I'm going to take it a little further because the view, the arrival there was really, really nice. Coming over the port here. All right, there we go. Spectacular. Look at this tower view here. Wow. Wow, it looks so good, guys. Wow, that was really, really cool. Really cool. I have to say, I've enjoyed actually looking at that with all the lights. Wow. Look at the lights there, the reflection of the lights there. That was pretty cool, I have to say. Yeah, all right, let's do it one more time. We'll do a wing view. All right. Very, very cool. So what did you guys think? I thought it was pretty cool. All right, landing lights off. Runway turn off lights and nose to taxi. Strobe back to auto. And let's go ahead and start the APU. Look at the taxi lights there. Very, very nice. That's the terminal there. Boston, by the way, is a very large airport. All right, let's start the APU. And the night lighting in X-Plane is really, really spectacular. Very, very nice indeed. Right, that taxiway will take us back to the main terminal. The water spray was really cool, yeah. Very nice. Alright, let's stop the clock. About 1 hour and 3 minutes since departure. Those views, guys. The night lighting has really with the Bayes night light mod coupled with the Drishal night light mod really brings X-Plane to a different level in terms of the night lighting. Looks really, really good. All right, we are at Boston. It looks like this is the international terminal, so we're gonna have to find a spot to park the aircraft. Let's see. Looks like it's all occupied there. So let me make a turn. Looks like this is the JetBlue. Yeah, this is definitely the JetBlue hangar, but I'm not sure if there are any spots for us to park the aircraft. Looks like they're all taken here. But maybe there is something. We'll just go inside and see if there is anything. Yeah, I think there is one over there. It's probably not JetBlue. It probably belongs to American Airlines, but it's the only one available right now, so we'll take it unless we can find. Ah, there's one. No, that we can't do. We can't use that one. Okay. Let's see. There's one here, and looks like it's the only one that's available, so we're just going to take that one. It's kind of hard to see the marking with the... And parking brake is on. APU bleed is on, and we can now kill the engines. All right. N2 will wait until N2 is below. All right, so APU bleed is kicking in, engines are off, so we can now turn off the beacon light. And we can also move those, and that will get the aircrafts. All right, we've made it safely here into Boston. And this is a view here of Boston during nighttime. Let me see, there we have it there with the city view there. Beautiful night lighting here at Boston at night. And ladies and gents, this was a thoroughly enjoyable stream. I really enjoyed the interaction with all of you. I definitely enjoyed showcasing SimBreviloquent. SimBreviloquent.
Cockpit mod.
Hey, member for 57 months. Thank you. I'm not using any cockpit mod. No. So I really thoroughly enjoyed everything about this, the interaction showing SimBreviloquent. I definitely wish him all the best in this endeavor. And guys, we ought to support him, support this plugin, because there is a roadmap behind it, and there is a dedicated person that works to improve it. So hopefully that we can keep enjoying this plugin and its improvement. So I think some of you want me to show my settings. So these are my settings. Let me go to graphics. So I have the texture resolution at max, render resolution, FSR super sampling is off. The ambient occlusion quality is ultra. And then the robust contrast is 0. The anisotropic filtering at 16. MSAA anti-aliasing at 4 MSAA. I have the cloud and shadow quality at maximum. The world object density at high. Vegetation density at max. And rendering distance at high. I have the draw boats and balloons on and enable 3D vegetation. I have set my lateral field of view to 75 degrees and vertical field of view to 46.69. And that's what just I think works best for me. So these are my settings for those of you who were, wanting to see them. And I really thank you guys very much for being with me this evening. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a lovely day.